This video is sponsored by Torras.
Galaxy S25 Ultra and Vivo X200 Pro. I tested both of the phones in various scenarios to see the limits of their cameras. And let me tell you, some stuff is really impressive, but they also have their shortcomings, like image stabilization or zoom camera could have been a lot better. So let's start one by one with the main camera. Let's go.
Yes, these shots were made with both S25 Ultra and Vivo with their new log profile. Crazy, I know. And in this video, I will be sharing my opinion and experience from using these flagships. So today you will learn everything these monsters have to offer in the camera realm. And yes, spoiler, Vivo has insane portrait mode, while Samsung has a very nice UI. And guys, this year I'm trying to reach 300k with my videos, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and like the video. And now let's start with the obvious difference between these two phones. Now, portrait mode. Can you tell which one is which by looking at this shot side by side? One is clearly punchier and the other one is more toned down. Honestly, Android phones becoming better and better each year with the image processing. So the one on the right is the portrait mode on the Vivo X200 Pro. Hit the like if you guessed right. And honestly, if you know how to edit photos yourself, then you can edit the S25 Ultra portrait mode in a similar way. Granted, this year you can take portrait mode in RAW format, but I usually don't have time for all of that and do not use that option. And once again, the UI on the Vivo makes the portrait mode more intuitive since you can see the actual focal length of the camera you're using. Plus, the blur adjustment for the background can also be changed not in the increments of numbers, but in actual character of the lens, which is awesome.
Now let's talk about the obvious difference between these phones. You can see on the Samsung Galaxy there are 4 cameras. You have ultra wide, main, telephoto and 3x telephoto lens, and on the Vivo there's only 3 lenses. I'm saying only 3 like it's not enough. Trust me, it is enough. So you see 3x gives you more versatility in terms of the focal length. So if you want to have really telephoto shot, you go with the 5x. If you want to have wider shot, you go with the main, and if you need something in between, that's what 3x is for. Meanwhile, here on the Vivo X200 Pro, you have ultra wide angle lens, main 1x and 3.7 telephoto. So if you want to get the similar field of view on the Vivo, then you have to go with 1x main camera and then digitally crop on the shot, or as an alternative you go with 3.7x telephoto lens, which will be much better than 3x here. As you see, it's really a tiny camera, and I think personally Samsung better just let go of this camera. I don't find personally it useful for me because it could have been a camera for nice macro shots, but to be honest with you, the macro photos isn't something to be proud of on the S25 Ultra. Probably they just focused more on the ultra wide angle camera for macro instead of the telephoto one, but I personally, as you saw in my previous videos, like the telephoto camera for the macro photos because it just preserves the proportions of the subject.
Alright, so what Samsung did this year is that they beefed up the ultra wide angle camera on the S25 Ultra to allow users to crop in on the image. And I get it, but I prefer not to use wider focal length for macro shots to avoid the distortions. Although one benefit the ultra wide angle camera has is that there is less of a shallow depth of field, so you're less likely to miss the focus. But at this point, I think it's a personal preference, so let me know which one you like more in the comments.
Now if we talk about the telephoto lens, then Samsung allows you for further reach 5x telephoto lens, whereas on the Vivo it's 3.7x only. But sometimes it's not about the numbers, because if we look at the image quality, that at the maximum range Vivo gives you much clearer image, especially if you're taking photos of details like text. You can much clearer see what's written with the Vivo photo as opposed to the Samsung. With this, you just have to guess what is written here, and Vivo just gives you a clearer shot. This one is supposed to be superior on paper, but in practice I like Vivo more.
Now let's talk about videos. I think this is the area where S25 Ultra improved a lot this year. If you're subscribed to the channel, then you heard me mentioning choppy zoom and S24 Ultra.
Well, now it's all gone. Have a look. So right now you're seeing me from telephoto 5x camera. And as we zoom out, the transition between cameras is really fluid. There is no lag, and you can't really see the jump from camera to camera. Alright, and this is what 3.7x telephoto lens looks like on the Vivo. As we zoom out, the transition is also pretty fluid, and we now back to the telephoto camera. There is no lag, and the image is recorded with all auto settings. So in that regard, both phones are amazing. But the situation is a little bit different when we film in handheld. Have a look.
Now if we talk about the video stabilization, then I think that Samsung performs a little bit better, especially with the telephoto camera. You see, sometimes Vivo looks a little bit too shaky in my opinion, although you can turn on the action mode that will crop on the image a little bit and helps you to avoid some of those shakes, but still it's not as good as on here. Now, one advantage the S25 Ultra has over any other phone is the anti-reflective display. But let's be honest, you have to be crazy to daily drive it without a screen protector. With my S25 Ultra, I'm using this screen protector from the sponsor of this video, Torras, which was super easy to install and it keeps my phone protected. But that is not the only thing they have for my Samsung Galaxy. Check out this new case I'm having with the S25 Ultra. And not only there are different color options, but also on the back of the case there is the O-stand ring which rotates 360 degrees and allows me to use the phone on a desk, and it also helps to support the wireless magnetic charger. And honestly, the battery life is already great on both S25 Ultra and Vivo X200 Pro, but just in case, for the peace of mind, it's nice to have a backup option like this. And I personally trust the cases from Torras, as I used one myself on this iPhone 16 for over 6 months and it's been really solid. So if you want to get accessories for your S25 Ultra or iPhone, then follow the link in the description below. Now both phones offer you 200 megapixel shots. On the Samsung you can only use 200 megapixel with the main camera, meanwhile on the Vivo it's available for only 3.7 telephoto shots. However, if we downsample to 50 megapixels, then you have all the options available here on both of the phones. But to be honest with you, I just don't like the extra trouble of enabling this mode, so I use the cameras as is most of the times, and only in case I need more resolution, then I would choose that mode. I think personally Vivo is closer to a professional camera and has more of those kind of features that you will find on full frame camera like I'm using right now, where Samsung is somewhat of a hybrid and maybe is more easy for regular users to use in auto mode. For me personally, I prefer Vivo because right here within the touch of a button you can switch into macro mode, you can adjust different filters, all that kind of stuff, while Samsung is just, you know, camera selection and shutter button, that's about it. But that's if we talk about the auto mode. If we go into the Pro settings, then Samsung has also all the different features that you might possibly need, like ISO, shutter speed, white balance, all that kind of things are available on the Galaxy 2. Now if we stay in the auto mode, what I like on the Samsung and have not seen on other phones yet is that you can create your own filters. You can select different shots that you taken prior or even edit it on the computer in Lightroom. Like I can take my wallpaper shot that I'm having on all of the phones and I can use this as a reference shot, and the phone will create the filter for the future shots, which is kind of nice, and I have not seen it before. So in a way it's like you're applying and creating your own filter for the shots to come. So personally I cannot choose a winner here because I think it's just personal preference. I like the Pro mode on the Samsung more maybe, but the auto mode I prefer on the Vivo because I can quickly access the macro shots, I can change really quickly different settings like HDR, all that kind of stuff. I like it more. But hey, that does not mean that S25 Ultra has a bad camera UI. No, it's very close to the Vivo. In fact, to me, Samsung has some of the best camera features that they added with the firmware update in the past to the Ultra series. Coincidentally, it happened also after one of my videos went viral, which shows that they are actually paying attention to what the users want. And as this comment says, there's one more thing Samsung has to fix by the next year. If you want to squeeze maximum video quality out of both phones, then you should use log in my opinion. And finally, both of these phones offer it. So S25 Ultra has log recording, which does work as proper log. It's not like HDR or something similar that previously was on some other Android flagships. And same with the Vivo. And they are both easy to color grade, similar to what you have with iPhone 16 Pro Max, with Apple Log. Here they provide great flexibility and allow you to squeeze more dynamic range into the shot. Now it's important to mention when you're filming in log, then you have to have some LUT preview, and unfortunately on the Samsung there is no such option. And on the Vivo you can turn on the preview LUT so you can see the image in full contrast, whereas here sometimes it is difficult, especially in bright environment like right now, because everything looks too blank, desaturated and without any contrast. So I think this thing has to be improved with the software upgrade on the Samsung. And what is good here, unlike on the Vivo, is that you can continuously record and switch between different cameras while having log enabled, where on the Vivo you have to stop recording if you want to switch from 3.7x telephoto camera and go into the main one, then switch the camera and then start recording again. On the Samsung you can have it all in one go. So I think both of the phones can improve it with the software upgrade in the future. So there's no clear winner here, it's just what you prefer. So as of right now, video stabilization is slightly better on Samsung, but the image quality itself I like more in the Vivo. And same in photography. Vivo seems to be giving better results. But Samsung might have something just enough to get back. Yes, I'm talking about editing photos on the go with the S Pen. It works flawless with Lightroom and it is a way more comfy way to edit your shots. And probably the stylus is one of the few reasons why I chose Samsung Galaxy initially. So it's kind of disappointing to see them downgrading it this year. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know which one you prefer, S25 Ultra or Vivo X200 Pro, and why. What's more important for you? Recording video, photography, or maybe there is something else? I want to see what you have to say in the comments, and meanwhile, make sure to watch this video next because I think it will be perfect for you. Make sure to subscribe because I have really exciting flagships that aren't announced yet coming to this channel. Something epic is on the way. Stay tuned.